In this video, we're going to check out the all-new 2021 Škoda Fabia. This one here is a very early example meant for demonstration purposes. Otherwise, the Fabia will hit the dealerships in the very near future. But before we start, I want to give a shout out to Škoda Tallinn. Massive thanks for the opportunity and warm reception. This Fabia is a 4th generation model and it's based on Volkswagen's Mk4 A0 platform, which means that it shares its underpinnings with a Mark V Seat Ibiza, a Mark VI Volkswagen Polo and a Mark II Audi A1. Fabia here is a rather late to this platform sharing party, but that's totally okay, because Volkswagen, also known as the parent company, and its decisions about these specific platforms. Let me explain. There are pretty much 3 reasons which caused the late arrival for the Fabia. First off, during Fabia's lifespan, it has been built on 3 different platforms. The first 2 generations were built on the very same A04 platform, which made its debut in 1999 under the first generation Fabia. For comparison, during Fabia's lifespan, the Polo has been built on 5 different existing platforms. Another cousin, the Seat Ibiza, has been built on 4 different platforms. Second reason, well, I can only speculate. I'm not that sure on this one. I guess it's the general usage of the A06 platform, which was only used by the Mark III Fabia and facelift version of the Polo Mark V. Yes, the Mark V Polo is built on 2 different platforms. That makes the Mark III Fabia rather unique. And the third reason, maybe, why they didn't rush releasing the Mark IV Fabia is Škoda Scala, which was released at the very end of 2018. Despite its larger dimensions, Scala is also based on the Mk4 A0 platform, and it was, and still is, intended to fit in between Fabia and Octavia. So they kinda had a more practical and a bit more expensive alternative for customers who were on the market for a small VHE car. Now, we got that highly important trivia out of the way, so let's get serious. Compared to the outgoing model, the newest Fabia has grown quite a bit. It now belongs to the 4 meters club. Lengthwise, I honestly wasn't aware that the previous model was a couple of mils shy of 4 meters. Length is the most remarkable change here, indeed. It's over 10 centimeters longer than the previous one, and the wheelbase has also grown a tad over 9 centimeters. Only the height is lowered compared to the predecessor. So it has grown in a pretty much every aspect. So it must be significantly heavier. Well, not really. The new Fabia is only approximately 61 kilos heavier, which is a really good result considering the dimensions gained. Compared to the outgoing Fabia, changes in the exterior design have been evolutionary rather than revolutionary. There's no doubt in that at all. Very conservative and dignified in classic Škoda's fashion. I have to say, when I first saw the thing in real life, I wasn't sure that's the new model. Shame on me. In my own defense, Fabias aren't that popular in my area, unlike Octavia and Superb, which are tremendously loved here. That could be the reason why I was uncertain initially. Rest of the platform sharers, Polo, Ibiza and A1, are also rather rare in Estonia. Is it the best looking Fabia so far? Maybe. It totally could be. It's definitely more exciting than the predecessor, which wasn't exciting at all compared to the rest of the generations. First gen had interesting headlights. The second Fabia introduced black A-pillars, which was a pretty nice idea. Maybe the taillights were the most exciting part of the Fabia number 3. The design language of the new Škodas is the most attractive to date, and they have integrated it to the newest Fabia quite well. But the interior, on the other hand, is the most surprising for me, very un-Škoda-like, in a good way. It used to be that Škoda had the simplest and most functional interiors compared to its VAG relatives, but nowadays that's not the case. They have put a lot of thought into the details, which make the interior cheerful and cool pretty much at the same time. I mean, look at those door pulls. They are amazing, and those funky fresh instrument cluster surrounds. Otherwise, the center console and dashboard area are very similar to Seat Ibiza's, but it's busier and a bit more upmarket looking on the Fabia. Polo's interior is rather dull next to the Ibiza and especially to Fabia. That said, I prefer the screen integration in the Polo. Next up, the engines. Initially, there will be 4 1-liter 3-cylinder units with different power outputs available, and they fall into 2 main categories: the simple, naturally aspirated with multi-port injection examples, and more advanced, turbocharged, direct injected engines. There's a total of 3 different gearboxes used, 5-speed manuals for less powerful models, but top-of-the-line engine comes with a 6-speed manual or an optional 7-speed dual-clutch unit. So if you don't want to bother with the gear changes, you have to opt for the most powerful engine. Let's move on to pricing and trims. To be clear, both are market dependent and could vary. For example, trim style is called elegance in Estonia, which is my home market. Unfortunately, pricing hasn't been released here yet, but luckily we can glance at prices in Germany. There's 4 trims available, including the base level Easy, which is only available with 1 engine, the least powerful base engine, as you can expect from the base trim. On the other end of the spectrum, the highest specification style trim is available with all of the engines. Expect the base 65 horsepower unit. If you don't want to deal with the manual transmission, you have to choose between 2 higher trims: Ambition and already mentioned Style. I guess it's important to check out the standard equipment, so I'll name some of the highlights: fully adjustable steering column, height adjustable driver's seat, start-stop system, city emergency braking system, coming/leaving home function for the front lights, lane keep assist, speed limiter, drowsiness detection system, DAB radio, and 6.5-inch infotainment display including SD car slot. And there's also a driver's knee bag in case of an accident, but for the record, it isn't available for the base Easy trim, so you have to step it up a notch to active trim to get that. Otherwise, the base is not bare bones at all. All of the essentials are there. This one here is a top-of-the-line style or elegance trim equipped with the dynamic package, so we can experience the best. First off, let's get the dynamic package out of the way. It comes in at a very reasonable price and includes sport seats, 3-spoke, leather-wrapped sportier steering wheel, sport pedals, and some other styling-related or not that significant stuff. Otherwise, the style/elegance trim comes with rear air vents, front armrest with storage, keyless go, front fog lights, metallic grey interior decor, textile covered dashboard, LED ambient lighting with extra lighting package, rear power windows, high beam assistant, 8-inch infotainment system display, heated front seats, and unlike lesser trims, elegance aka style comes with 15-inch alloy wheels as standard. This demonstrator is equipped with even larger rims, which come for an extra cost, There are more goodies included in this package, but I'm sure I got the most important stuff covered. In classic VHE fashion, you can also go beyond the trim. So, since I mentioned one optional extra already, why not check some of them out? 9-inch infotainment, including Android Auto / Apple CarPlay, electrically foldable exterior mirrors, 2-zone climate system, 10.2-inch digital instrument cluster display, blind spot monitoring sensor, parking sensors, reversing camera, panorama roof, adaptive cruise control. And you know what's the coolest optional extra for the Fabia? No, it's not the already mentioned adaptive cruise control. It's the 16-inch spare wheel under the luggage area. This is a big deal. I thought the spare wheels are slowly dying breed, but now, for the small Fabia, it's an optional extra. Very neat indeed. In conclusion, Fabia took its time, but it was totally worth it. The interior has way more character than Polo or Ibiza, not to mention the previous Fabia models. They used to have very anonymous interior, but now it's packed with neat details. As standard, you get plenty of safety features, and overall, the options list is long, both styling and features wise. And despite the small dimensions, the interior is very roomy, especially in the front. I cannot wait for the test drive. Thanks for watching.